Hello. So now it is time to do a video on my 3-month post-op visit. Oh, see my arm when I did that? Ooh. You know what? That's a hideous side effect of losing weight, but that's not always going to be like that. You know what I mean? When when I reach my goal weight, my arms are not going to be like still, they're going to be a little jiggly and a little loose, but they're not going to look like that. So I'm not, I could wave at somebody and 5 minutes later it's still waving. It's a talent, really. Don't be jealous. So I had my appointment. I was really nervous about being weighed. Not that I didn't think I had lost. Obviously, I knew I had lost, but you put this pressure on yourself that maybe I haven't lost enough, or maybe I didn't lose as much as that person, or I'm not doing as well as I should be. And you're your own worst critic, because whether you lose 10 pounds, you lose 1 pound, it's still 1 pound lost. Hello, that's still awesome. And it's 1 pound you couldn't lose before. So, you know what I mean? Bite that. So I got on the scale. I went pee about 5 times before I went on the scale. I wore like really light clothes, not to add to any of the weight. I had like light capris and a little light flimsy t-shirt, and I didn't wear a bra, you know what I mean? Because those underwires, that can add the weight. You know what I mean? That's about 2 pounds right there. So I got on the scale, started off this journey at 273, and at 3 months I was at what? 217. 56 pounds! Yay! The crowd goes crazy. Everyone's shouting. It's awesome. I was very, very happy. And I had stepped on my scale before I had gone to the hospital. And my scale weighs 5 pounds heavier than their scale. So my scale hates me. And it's going in the garbage. And I hate it. And I'm going to set it on fire. And I'll probably videotape that because I would love to see it burn. I did have a few questions to ask her, especially about the hair loss, because, I take a shower and there's just like a nest full of hair at the bottom, and everybody's like, oh, you still got lots of hair. I still have lots of hair, but it's not as much hair as I used to have, and it's coming out, in handfuls, and it worries me. Because 3 months ago when I'm like, oh, if I lose a little hair, I get to wear wigs. Oh, I love it. But you know what? Oh, it just freaks you out when you actually see it coming out. So I asked them, and they said, you know what? For someone who's had this surgery, from 3 months to 6 months, it's totally natural for your hair to come out, but it will grow back, and it's caused by the anesthesia from your operation. You're changing your hormones. You're changing your eating habits. Always make sure you get enough protein. Which is a hard thing. My husband's like, well, it has protein in it. Yeah, so does chicken. And you know what? Chicken's a lot easier to swallow. Just saying. Sometimes I forget to take my vitamins, because I take my thyroid, then half an hour later you have to take your multivitamin, then you have to take 2 calcium, and then you got to take 2 more calcium, and sometimes in the day, as the day goes on, I forget to take all my calcium. And I admitted that to them, and my blood work came out great. They said that, you know what, some people forget every single day, but as long as you keep reminding yourself to take your vitamins, don't be so hard on yourself if you miss, a pill here or a pill there, because you just get back on track. Don't let it bring you down. Right? And so that's it. So I was very happy. The question about the hair loss was answered. And I talked to a girl in the waiting room, actually, who had had her surgery, maybe a year ago. And her hair was thin. I couldn't see it, but she said her hair was thin. But she said she could feel the new stuff growing in. So it will grow back. And it's always nice to talk to somebody who's gone through it. You know what I mean? Because then you can talk to a nurse and a doctor. And it's like, oh, yeah, whatever you say. But when you talk to somebody who's actually done it and gone through it, you kind of get more validation. So it was nice to talk to that lady in the waiting room, whoever you are. Thank you. And so that's it for now. I'm off to the hairdresser to get my little grays done so I can look young and vivacious. Have a great day. Love, peace, and chicken grease.